Everybody, welcome back. My name is Steven. I'm here to talk to you today about mechanical ventilation, sometimes called fresh air ventilation for your home. Later on in this video, I'll tell you about my solution for my 2016 square foot house on the east side of Madison. I bought a energy recovery ventilator, ERV, for about $600 and then did all the ductwork and install myself. Anyway, a little bit of background. Houses, residential homes, cannot be too airtight. You can take that to the bank. They cannot be too airtight. You want an airtight house. You have to contain the air in the house before you can control or manipulate the air with your heating and cooling and ventilation system. So contain it before you can control it. You want an airtight house to contain the air. Once you contain the air, then you introduce fresh air, not for the house, but for the occupants of the house. How much fresh air you need for your home depends upon the height of the house, the blower door number, the square footage, and the total condition volume, also the number of bedrooms and the number of occupants. So I do calculations to tell you this is how many units of fresh air you need per minute in your house according to code. Could you do more than that? Yes. Could you do less than that? Yes. You're an adult. You make your own decisions. I'm just telling you this is what code would say. You know, your mileage could vary. You might want to ventilate more or less. If you're having a party with 30 people, you might turn up your ventilation because, you know, you don't want to get sick or you want to make sure there's a lot of fresh air in the house and everything smells nice. If you got 2 people living in a 5-bedroom house, maybe turn down the ventilation because you don't need that much. You've only got 2 occupants, all right? So use your smarts to make the best decision for yourself. But the code, I would say, start with that as like a baseline and then adjust from there. Now, you have 3 options for fresh air ventilation. You have supply only, exhaust only, or balanced ventilation. Let me talk about the easiest solution that many of you might implement. It is called exhaust only ventilation. With this strategy, you simply turn on a bath fan and run it continuously. Most people's bath fans operate between, 30s and like 80 CFM, cubic feet per minute. So if you're running that continuously, let's say it averages out at 50, then you're getting 50 cubic feet per minute of fresh air. That's how much you are expelling from the house. That's why you're expelling it. You're exhausting that much air from the house. So that's your, and as you're exhausting 50 CFM from air, what goes out must come in. 1 block out, 1 block in. Because your fan and your house does not create a vacuum, when you exhaust 1 CFM of air, another cubic foot of air comes in from somewhere else. Maybe it's around a light fixture in the ceiling, or maybe it's around the rim joist, or maybe it's around, the rough opening of a window or someplace, right? Or maybe it's underneath the front door. But air is coming into the house at the same rate that it is leaving the house. You get 1 for 1, okay? You don't know where that air is coming in from. It could be coming in from a crawl space. It could be coming in from a dirty attic. Who knows? But you are getting that new air into the house from someplace at the same rate at which you exhaust the air. So that's the exhaust only option. The supply only option is the same thing, only you're slightly pressurizing the house because you are bringing in fresh air at a certain rate. And because you cannot blow the house up like a balloon, you're pressurizing the house and then air is leaking out in various places. Again, 1 unit out, 1 unit in. The thing with supply and exhaust ventilation are they are not balanced. So the house is being slightly pressurized or depressurized, and you typically don't know where the air is coming in from in an exhaust-only strategy, and you don't know where the air is leaking out in a supply-only strategy. Also, if you have warm, moist air, you could be pushing that air in places that you don't want, and that could be causing moisture issues inside your house, especially when it's cold out. So the best solution, if anyone who's serious about home performance, you want to choose what's called balanced ventilation. You already know what this means. That means that you're taking air in and out at the same time and often at the same rate, okay? Options include an HRV, heat recovery ventilator, or an ERV, energy recovery ventilator. For Wisconsin, for Madison, guys, get an ERV, okay? These things range, you could buy one online for around $1,200. You could also buy and that's like a whole house solution. It needs to be ducted. You could also buy a SPOT, S-P-O-T ERV. That's an energy recovery ventilator for certain areas, like a bathroom or, a great room or like a downstairs den or something, all right? I just bought a SPOT ERV for my house because the rates at which this SPOT ERV can bring air in and exhaust meet the requirements that I have for my house. How do I know? Because I did the calculations, folks. That's how I actually know. So anyway, those are your three options. I'm going to transition now to show you the Panasonic model that I just purchased. So I'm down here in my basement, and if you look up here, we've got these 7¼ inch floor joists that you can see right up into. And that right there is the brand new Panasonic ERV. You'll see two holes on the end. One of them is where fresh outside air comes in right here on the left. It crosses streams and then gets pushed out right here. So fresh air is going to be coming in right here. And then stale air is going to get sucked through here, and it's going to get exhausted out this port right here. So I'm going to have two 4-inch ducts running in this ceiling cavity coming right over here, and I'm going to put a 4-inch hole. That's my rim joist back over there. I'm going to put a 4-inch hole in my rim joist right there, and where I'm going to exhaust these two ducts. So one's going to be exhausting, one is going to be pulling in, all right? Both those 4-inch ducts are going to shrink down into one opening because I have a special adapter, so I don't have to put so many holes in my rim joist. But this is what the unit looks like. It's about 2 feet long. It's actually a little bigger than I thought. I know, guys, I'm going to paint this black, okay? I might even paint this grill black, too, to match the ceiling. It's about 2 feet long. Honestly, it was kind of a pain in the butt to put up there. I still need to do the wiring right back there. So I just took off the grill, which is right here. There's my 4-inch duct I just bought from Menards for about $50. I'm just stretching the thing out. It's insulated. And up here, you know how we were talking about balanced ventilation? This is an energy recovery ventilator. Here, guys, look. Panasonic ERV, energy recovery ventilator. There's the model number that I bought. There's the serial number. Here's the recovery. It can recover 70% at sensible, which is really pretty good, and gives you some airflow measurements too. It's how many CFM, how loud, and right up here is where I want to draw your attention to. You see this little thing? Exhaust and supply. This lets me tune how much I want to bring in and how much I want to bring out. So I get that balanced ventilation if I turn them both to 20, or if I want to slightly pressurize the house, I will turn the supply to 30 and the exhaust to only 20. Then I slightly pressurize my house, right? So I've got some control here. Also, when the fresh air comes in here, this is a MERV 13 filter. So I'm getting some filtration here when it comes in. And then this is where the air exits. And here's something cool that I did, because I didn't want to spend a ton of money because I know that my needs for fresh air ventilation are small. Air's going to come down here, and then right here, folks, bam, I'm going to duct this. This is going to go right. That's my return plenum. So air is going to be coming and dumping right here. Fresh air is going to be dumping right here. And then that's going to be a return for my HVAC system. So it's going to suck it right in there and then push it throughout my entire house. Anyway, this is a SPOT ERV. It's the updated model from Panasonic. It's about $650. The old one is probably around $450. And this is balanced ventilation.